Hey everybody, this is PJ Riley from Lancaster Archery. Got a product video for you today. This is a great one. We're introducing to you the Shrewd Optum 29mm. This is the full setup for the Shrewd Optum 29. So I'm a huge fan of the Shrewd Optum scope system. It's modular, it's super simple, it's well built, everything goes together really nicely. And we have the 40mm, which is the biggest one, 35mm, kind of middle of the road, and now we're showing you the 29mm. So this one's going to be especially popular with, target archers, probably indoor, things where you want to have a smaller field of view, 29mm. This one is going to be great for that. It's all built off of this right here. This is the scope kit. So you can see you're going to get the scope with a level in it. It's going to have the green level mounted in the scope, but you are going to get the blue and the red. So you can customize that whatever you prefer. And then you are going to get a couple of extra scope rods on there. These are the 10x32 scope rods. You're going to get one that's 1 1/4 inches and one that's 2.5. And those are going to be in addition to the 2-inch one that's going to be mounted on the scope. So you're going to start with this. This is going to be your starting point, and then you're going to add pieces to it depending on what you want. For the front of the scope, we are going to have a couple of options here. You are going to have just a flat metal ring that you can put on there, or you can have a one-step sunshade. So the one step means that, you have the outer edge of your ring here, and then it shrinks it down inside to get you can see that white circle in there. That's going to be what you're looking at on the outside of the scope here as you get your sight picture. So this one's got a little bit of a sunshade to it. If you want to knock down some of that glare, you're going to use the one step. Then we have the large sunshade. This is going to go on the back of the scope. I'm going to assemble a full setup with everything that you can add on to the scope here in a second. And this will be the long sunshade for the back of the scope. Now, we also are going to have your pin cartridges. This, likewise, is going to mount to the back of your scope here. I'll show you how to do that. And Shrewd has multiple sizes for you. Right here, you're looking at the biggest. This is the 39,000th pin there. So this will come, the pin cartridge will come with a rheostat. You slide this. This allows you to cover up some of that pin fiber if you want to quiet down your pin on a bright sunny day, or if you want to allow more light in, you're going to move this rheostat to adjust the brightness of the pin. And this is the biggest pin that they offer. This is 39,000th. You're also going to have 29,000th, 19,000th, 15,000th, and 10,000th pin sizes. You'll have all those options from Shrewd in the Optum kit. Shrewd does have a cartridge that you can put in place that has no pin in it. So let's say you wanted to run just a dot on your lens, a sticker right in the center there. You don't want a pin in there. You want the no pin cartridge because then this attaches to the scope body and you screw your lens into the back of this, and then of course you can put your dot in the center of that lens. So any of those you can get in the 29mm. In the pack, this one is a green pin. You're also going to get in each one, you'll get some red fiber too, and there's actually one in there. It's a clear, that's going to be your blue fiber. So you can change the fiber color on your cartridges as you see fit. And then lastly, you're going to have some of Shrewd's, they will have your lenses. This one is a 4-power. They're going to have multiple options for lenses with magnifications for you to add onto the scope as well. All right, so let's put one together where we would have just about anything possible added to this scope. So I'm going to start here with my basic scope setup, you would be looking at it this way. This would be your eye looking through. So first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to add my pin with the 39 thousandths. You can see it goes right in the back like that. There's this hole at the top. One of the cool things about the Shrewd Optum is it allows you to set your pin. You know, you may not want to look at your pin perfectly vertical like that. You might want to switch it off at an angle. And so with the Shrewd Optum, I can set it there. I can set it off to the side like that. I can have it come straight in, you know, horizontal. Maybe I want to have it upside down, or again, you know, off to the other side. There are 8 different pre-drilled positions for you to get that scope oriented in this scope housing the way you want to have it. I'm just gonna, for now, I will just mount it so that it's vertical. So in the bag, you will get the hardware that you need. You're gonna have 2 screws that I am gonna mount to secure my ring, my fiber ring in place. Okay, so I've got my pin cartridge in place, and you can see right now I've got it covering the most of the fiber. You can watch as I turn this rheostat, you can see that pin starting to glow better as it's gathering light as I expose more of the fiber. So that's a great feature, especially if you do some outdoor shooting. You'll notice that that pin will starburst on real sunny days, and it's a great feature to be able to quiet that pin down. So awesome feature there. Now, let's take our one-step sunshade and put that on the front of the scope. So that's how that one mounts. Next, we can take our 4-power lens. Of course, that's going to go to the back of the scope. We want that behind our pin, not in front of it. The lens cartridge as well as the sunshade, they have rubber O-rings, so you're not pressing metal right up against metal. There is that rubber O-ring in there just to protect it. Lastly, of course, we're going to take our long sunshade. Say we're shooting 3D outdoors. We really want to cut down some glare. Now, that is a completed Shrewd Optum 29mm kit. Of course, we have our basic scope housing, and we've got our pin cartridge added, our front one-step sunshade, we've got a 4-power lens, and our long sunshade off the back. That would be a completed Shrewd Optum kit. You saw how easy that was to put together. It's just a super solid scope system they've got there from the folks at Shrewd, and it's a really popular one. We see this one, a lot of target archers out there using it. Now, what you're gonna mount this scope system to. For the most part, it's going to be a target site like this. This is a CBE target site, tons of target sites out there. This isn't really intended for hunting so much. This is mainly going to be a target scope, so you're going to want to add it to a target site like this CBE here. I'll put it on here just to show you what it looks like. So here's my scope rod. On the opposite side here, I do have a plug. I'm going to take that plug out. All right, so I took my scope rod and ran it through my scope there, tightened it down, and now you can see that thing is secured in place. So if I have this mounted on my bow, you know, I'm running it up and down, mounted solidly into place there. You know, they do have a nice little squared recess there for where you're driving your scope rod into the scope rod receiver here that's on the scope, just to lock that in place. So really sleek setup there from the folks at Shrewd. All right, so that is the Shrewd Optum 29mm complete scope kit, brand new from the folks at Shrewd. I know a lot of target archers out there are going to be excited to have the 29mm Optum available in the line of Optum scopes from Shrewd. If you want to see this scope on our website, be sure you click the link in the description below. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up. If you want to see more videos like it, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Don't forget to click that bell to get notifications whenever we put out new videos. And as always, if you have any questions, you can visit us at lancasterarchery.com.